Hello everyone, and welcome to the webinar, Pets Launch Playbook, Ultimate Guide to Launch and Rank Your Pet Supplies Brand on Amazon. So this is what I send to owners of pet supplies brands. So supplements, dog treats, anything that's really consumable. This is my ultimate guide. This is exactly what we would do as an agency if you hired us. And so in this webinar, it's going to be quite long. It's going to be detailed. I'm not just glossing over stuff. I'm literally saying this is exactly what we do. So at the end of this webinar, you're going to be able to go do it yourself if you want. There's no secrets, but if you do the fundamentals right, you'll be ahead of 99% of brands on Amazon who are not doing the fundamentals right. So this is my ultimate guide specifically for pet supplies brands. So having worked with tons of them, I've seen what worked, I've seen what doesn't. So this guide is going to cover strategies for pricing, content, getting reviews, ads, and ultimately achieving the highest rank possible and making the most money possible, because that's what you want to do. So again, whether you sell pet supplements, treats, shampoos, or food, this guide is applicable for anything that is consumable. So this guide works whether you are soon to launch on Amazon, recently launched on Amazon, or if you've been Amazon for a while and you want to get better results. These strategies apply for all situations. So as a quick introduction to set the context, you have a great product and now you want to reach the mass market. Amazon is the best way to reach the mass market, and having a proper launch strategy can make or break your success on Amazon. So you need to know what you're doing. That's one of the biggest mistakes I see brands do. They're just winging it. They just don't have a clear strategy. And also, what is launch? When I say launch, it basically refers to the period when the product is first for sale on Amazon. And this is important because in Amazon's algorithm, it makes it easier for you to rank when you're new. This is known as the honeymoon period during the first couple months. So it's very important that your launch is done right. It can make or break the entire product success. So in this webinar, I'm going to go over my pet launch playbook. There are 6 pillars. The first 3 pillars have to do with conversion, and the second 3 have to do with traffic, because marketing is just a game of traffic and conversion. And before you send the traffic, you have to make sure the conversion is good. Same goes with Amazon. And if you do all 6 of these pillars right, you will be better off than 99% of brands on Amazon. Because as you know, yes, Amazon is very competitive, but if you get these 6 pillars right, you will be better off than 99% of brands on Amazon who fail to do everything right. And the cool part about Amazon is if you get it right, if you do everything right, the upside is extremely high. That's how single products do $100K a month. Even top products make $1 million a month in revenue. That's the potential that we're talking about here. So with this playbook, we were able to launch this product to $35,000 a month in 3 months and get them the new release badge. We were able to help this pet product grow from $6,000 a month in revenue to $60,000 a month in revenue in about 9 months. And we helped this pet's brand double their sales in about 3 months while maintaining their ACOS. So I am Riley Bennett, Amazon expert. I've been in the Amazon game for 10 years. I still have my own brand selling on Amazon, and I started my Amazon marketing agency in 2018. And having worked with tons of pets brands, I've seen what works and I've seen what doesn't. And I've spoken at some conferences about Amazon launch strategy. So let's get this part out of the way. If you do not have a Seller Central account yet, you should do that ASAP today. Here are the steps to set up your account. You need to get that done ASAP because there can be some delays. So if you don't have an account yet, do that first. And by the way, this presentation will be available for PDF download, link in the description. So I'm going to go over some stuff kind of fast and skip over some details so you can go back and find that if you want to download the PDF. Also, I have a detailed launch checklist timeline template in Notion if you would like to access that as well. The link will be in the description as well. It's got all the little steps and check marks on a timeline inside of Notion. All right, so getting into the 6 pillars, the first pillar is having what I call a $1 million listing. That just means having a high converting listing, making it look amazing. Okay, the creative side of it. But for the sake of this video, I'm actually going to get to this last because there's a lot that goes into the creative side, and it's a whole other part of the brain, the creative side versus the numbers and marketing side. Okay, so let's start getting into pillar number 2, which is get reviews fast. This is very important, and it's a very common mistake that I see with brands. They're hitting me up and they're saying, Riley, why are we not getting results? I'm looking at their products and they've got like single-digit reviews or 15 reviews, and they're months in. I say, it's the first thing that I see. This is your problem. You need to get more reviews. So my framework is when you launch on Amazon, the first thing you need to do is get your initial batch of reviews. I found that when we get 30 reviews in the first 30 days, it tends to be a good launch. How do I get 30 reviews in the first 30 days? Here's how. Number 1, enroll in Amazon Vine. Normally we do 20 to 30 units per parent ASIN. It's limited to 30 max per parent ASIN. And so a little cheat code to get around that is if you have variations, you can keep them as separate parents, enroll them all separately in 30 Vine reviews. Let's say you have 3 variations, enroll them all in 30. Wait till those reviews come in and then combine them. And now all of a sudden you have 90 Vine reviews on your main parent. That is a trick. It works if you want to do it. Totally up to you. Second easiest, most obvious thing you should do is turn on request review automation. This can be done inside of Jungle Scout or Helium 10. It's a no-brainer because it just increases your review rate. If you are wondering which one to go with, most advanced sellers use Helium 10, and we use Helium 10 in my agency. I actually use both Jungle Scout and Helium 10. If you're super advanced, get both, but if you have to choose one, most people go with Helium 10. And I do have a 10% off for life discount code for my clients and subscribers. If you're interested in that, leave a dog emoji in the comments and I'll reach out. And the number 3 way to get fast reviews is optional. It's a product tester site called FBAreviews.com. So if you want more reviews, this is optional. It's kind of like a third-party version of Vine where you give out free products in exchange for reviews. So that is totally optional, and usually we'll do like an additional 10, 20, or 30. It's really up to you. A couple FAQs. Should I ask friends to leave a review? No, it's against TOS in my opinion. Don't waste your time. How many reviews should I shoot for? Well, I say just worry about getting your first batch of 30 or so in the first 30 days. From there, the next big milestone, in my opinion, is 1,000. And using request review automation and using an insert card help you get there faster. But overall, don't worry about rushing to 1,000 or when you're going to get there. You're going to get there when you get there. And I'm going to talk about insert card strategy later. This is what I tell brands. The vision that you're shooting for is what I call a home run. That is hitting 1,000 reviews and maintaining a 4.3 star rating. If you can hit that on Amazon, you've hit a home run for that product. I call it solidified Amazon real estate, and then you've won the game of Amazon. So that is our North Star. Okay, pillar number 3 is about sale price. So there's a lot of strategy that goes into sale price on Amazon. So overall, when launching on Amazon, you want to focus on pushing for rank and sales velocity. And in general, the lower your price, the more units you're going to sell. And thus, the faster you're going to rank with the lower price and more likely to get a hot new release badge in your subcategory. So, Riley, sounds good. Exactly how much should I discount? Well, obviously, this question depends. It's nuanced. Every product is its own story, and every business has its own financial situation, goals, and inventory situation. All of those 3 things are going to be what's going to help you determine what price you price your product at. Okay, and there are some different frameworks. Framework number 1 is start at the regular price. Okay, I'll basically just show you the graph here. So you're starting at your regular price, And then over time, every 2 weeks, for example, you are increasing the discount, which should allow you to keep the lowest price in 30 days sale badge. Okay, so you're starting at regular price, waiting till some Vine reviews come in, and then you're increasing the discount as you go on. And then you'll hit a point where you're going to, what I call, do what makes sense, which means adjust based on your business goals. Largely, it's going to depend on your inventory and your budget and your goals for the product. Okay, so that's one framework. Another framework is essentially the opposite, where you start on sale, let's say 40% off. That's pretty aggressive, but it depends how aggressive you're feeling and how much inventory do you have, right? And what's your cash flow situation? And then in a couple weeks, raise the price slowly, let's say by 5 or 10% every couple weeks until a couple months in. Then you're basically adjusting based on what makes sense. I like to say you have two knobs as an Amazon brand. You have price and you have ad spend, okay? Those are the two knobs you're basically playing with and doing what makes sense to find the right balance for your current situation. Now, obviously for launch phase, like what I said, you want to focus on pushing for rank and sales velocity because that's how the ranking algorithm works. The more that you sell, the higher you're going to rank, thus the more you're going to sell. A couple of FAQs. How much of a discount should I start with? Well, the rule of thumb is what I tell a lot of brands is think about what's the lowest price that you're comfortable with. There are so many factors. If you are selling in other channels such as retail or your website, you may have MAP pricing that you need to consider. Okay, so this is the price conversation is a big long conversation that we have with brand owners when we kick off and really during the whole initial weeks and even months that we work with brands, we're having the price conversation and doing what makes sense. Another rule of thumb is the $1 cheaper rule. And this school of thought says that if you can beat your best direct competitor by $1, for example, then you'll get a flood of sales from the price shoppers on Amazon. And there's a lot of price shoppers on Amazon. So if you are willing and feeling really aggressive and you want to look at like the top ranked, top 5 ranked guys and undercut all of them by $1, you're going to get lots of sales. You just are. That's just how Amazon works, okay? But not everyone can do that, but that's the $1 cheaper rule. Some pricing strategy tips. Think about competing with the top 10 direct competitors in your niche. Kind of like what I just said. Look at the top ranked players on page 1. Can you compete? And then obviously make sure you are split testing prices. A/B testing is a huge thing in marketing. It's a huge thing in Amazon marketing. You need to test prices and adjust based on your goals. Testing prices is a must on Amazon. If you haven't tested your prices, then you haven't even played the game of Amazon. Some more FAQs. How low should I price? You need to do the research and come up with a plan that works for your business goals. In general, the lower the price, the faster you'll rank. How long should I stay on sale? Well, there's no way to tell until you test. In general, slowly raise the price by 10% every 2 weeks and monitor your results. Your goal long term is to find that sweet spot price, a balance of volume and profitability that works for your business goals. And then there's the review-based price. So in this approach, you basically increase the discount price as your reviews go up. So let's say, and this corresponds with, you should always wait until you have at least 2 reviews before turning on ads, because most shoppers do not buy a product that has 0 or 1 reviews. So this is the reviews based approach. So with 0 reviews, let's say you're 20% off. 5 reviews, you have 20% off, then you turn on the ads. And then 30 days later, let's assume you have 30 reviews, then you increase the discount even more to 30% off. So your conversion rate is going to be higher because you have more reviews. Your conversion rate is going to be even higher because you have more discount. Synergistic effect, it's going to push you for rank, and hopefully your goal here is to spike onto the top of page 1, maybe in the top 20, for a keyword like dog, vitamins, whatever it may be, bully sticks, dog omega-3, whatever your main keyword is, that's essentially what you're trying to do. Rank on page 1 for your main biggest keywords. That's where the money's at. And then there's just a week by week approach. So this basically says every week you analyze the situation. How many reviews do we have? What's the sales velocity? If the sales velocity is not good, you may need to lower the price. If the sales velocity is fine, keep the price. Look at the inventory. If the inventory is low, then you're going to need to raise the price to avoid going out of stock, slow down the sales velocity. If the inventory is fine, you can keep the price. How's your conversion rate? Does the conversion rate suck? Then you need to drop the price. Is the conversion rate fine? You can keep it. How are we ranked on page 1? If you're not, you may need to drop the price. If you are, then you're good. And you're basically adjusting the price accordingly. So playing with the price during launch phase. All right. I think I've communicated that clearly. If you have more pricing questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. Okay, let's talk real quick about subscribe and save. So subscribe and save goes hand in hand with price because it's kind of like price, but it's subscribe and save price. And as a consumable thing, pet supplements, something that is a recurring order, subscribe and save is very important. It is our favorite Amazon feature since Amazon has ever existed. And I'm going to talk about subscribe and save coupons next. So if you're not familiar with subscribe and save, it allows shoppers to subscribe and save, get a discount. The standard is save 10% now and then 15% on repeat deliveries. That's kind of like the standard. Some things to know. How do you activate it? So this automatically turns on after the algorithm sees that you have sufficient sales velocity and in-stock rate. So this might be a couple months, depends. There's no way to turn it on and off. It's an automatic thing. The algorithm decides when it goes on. What should the discount be? 10 to 15 is standard, but as always, test, do what makes sense for your brand. So at launch, you should do this. Use subscribe and save coupons. This might be 15%, 25%, 30%, 40%, depending on how aggressive you want to push, but subscribe and save coupons are amazing. There's a case study where we launched a client in a very competitive category all the way to page 1 with a 40% off subscribe and save coupon for 30 days. And it boosted them all the way to page 1. So subscribe and save coupons, when used right, can be very powerful. So a subscribe and save coupon, it looks like this. Let's just go to Amazon, click on dog treats, and let's look at page 1 here. Let's look at the top sellers. So the number one, okay, these are sponsored. This guy's got 20% off with the regular coupon. This is a subscribe and save coupon. It says extra 20% off when you subscribe. Okay, the number 1 and 2 sellers, they do not have subscribe and save coupons. All the way down to this guy, 25% off subscribe and save coupon. As you can see, it's very noticeable with the green badge there. So as you can see, most brands do not have one. And this is a relatively new feature. This one has an extra 35% off. So that's the highest discount that we see on page 1 for this keyword. However, in other consumable CPG categories, it's not uncommon to see 40% off. So it looks like this. Save 35% off, coupon available when you select subscribe and save. So shoppers need to click subscribe and save and then click the box, and then they're going to get an extra 35% off their first subscribe and save order. So obviously, subscribe and save coupons are a very powerful way to entice people to enroll in subscribe and save. Now, how many of those shoppers are going to stay subscribed? That depends. How good is your product, right? But Amazon has this feature. It's a relatively new feature. You can use it, and it just gets you a lot of sales. It's just really, really powerful. So that's subscribe and save coupons, and that's something that we play with. You just need to play with it, monitor it, and do what makes sense. So in the pets category, what I would do is this. Have your regular subscribe and save offer as 10/15% off and launch with a 25, 30, 35, or 40% off subscribe and save coupon. Right when it becomes available, you're going to get a flood of sales just because of that. But of course, the more deep the discount, the more inventory you're going to need, the more cash flow you're going to need, the more budget you're going to need, right? So this is the nuanced conversation we have with every brand owner, and we come up with a discount that works for your business goals. Let's move on to pillar number 4, Amazon advertising, shall we? So Amazon advertising is a very important part of Amazon. It must be right. So in general, what I tell folks is at launch, we put in $100 a day starting budget to start testing and gathering data and then adjust. Am I going to need to spend, what are the cost per clicks? I don't know. It depends on your niche. Every keyword has different competition. In general, just you need to put some money into it and adjust based on what makes sense. Very similar marketing philosophy to playing with price. PPC, in my opinion, it's just test, 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 keep what's best, tweak, monitor, tweak, monitor, tweak, monitor. That is pay-per-click advertising. So my phrase is test, 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 keep what's best. What you need to make sure you're doing is video ads. Test at least 3 different video ads with 3 different beginnings each. Use large on-screen words that explain simply as possible why you are unique and best compared to the competition. That's a creative thing that we're going to get into creative in a second. There's also competitor targeting ads. These can be very powerful. Brand headline ads. In launch phase, top of search is where you want to be. These are where KPIs matter. The top of search is where most impressions are. What is a good TACoS or total ACoS? Long-term in profit optimization phase, 20% is great and 10% is amazing. So that means if you are doing $100K in total revenue, you would have spent $20,000 in advertising. That is a 20% TACoS or total ACoS or total advertising cost of sale. If you're at 10%, that's amazing. And many Amazon experts would say you should be spending more if you're only spending 10% on ads. So in launch and rank phase, again, we want to keep TACoS actually as high as we can because we're focusing on building reviews and rank. That's what launch is for. So basically, the more you spend in ads, the higher you're going to rank. Thus, the more sales you're going to get. Thus, the higher you're going to rank. Thus, the more sales you're going to get. So as a rule of thumb, many savvy Amazon brands aim for break even in year 1. So year 1 is viewed as building reviews and rank. Year 1 is building the building. Year 1 is building the real estate, right? So if you come away a year 1 and now you have some Amazon real estate and you've broken even on that in year 1, for most businesses, that is unheard of. That is completely amazing. Now, in the pet supplement space, as you know, very competitive. Cost per clicks are very competitive. But if you do all the pillars right in this guide, you're going to be better off than 99% of brands. And it's very possible to be profitable in the first year. But it depends on many things. Your budget, how good your product is, how much inventory you have to push, okay? But what I tell most brands in the supplements/CPG/pet subs space is shoot for break even on year 1. That's a good place to shoot for because if you're aiming for profitability out the gate, you're not going to be able to push to page 1, right? If you're trying to be conservative with price, be conservative with ads out the gate, you're not going to be able to push your ranking and you're never going to make it to the big stage, which is top 20 rankings on page 1, and then you're just going to be floating down there and you're never going to really hit that big velocity to where you want to get. So just like any startup, during the initial phases, put everything back into the business to build the reviews, build the rank, and then in year 2, 3 plus, optimize for profitability by testing higher pricing, different spend, different placements. So that is my philosophy in general when it comes to price, ads, year 1, what to expect. So these are some different types of placements on Amazon. We have top of search placements. As you can see right here, there's this sponsored badge. That means they are paying for these clicks. There are video ad placements. They look something like this. Let's go to the results page. So this is a brand headline ad. So we would get you here right away. We would also get you right here, right away for your main keyword. This is called top of search. This is where most of the impressions happen at the top of the search, obviously. So we would get you here right away to start gathering data and then adjust based on what makes sense. And then throughout the search results, there will be more sponsored results, such as right here. Video ads, very, very important. We'll get to that in a second. Yeah, you really need a studio to make a video ad like that with the stop motion. That's going to cost you at least a few grand, I think. And then down here, there are more brand sponsored ads. All right, so in terms of Amazon ads, of course, I could make a whole course on how to set up your Amazon ads campaigns for launch. In fact, I do have one. I have a whole training certification crash course / exam if you want to check out. But that's all I'm going to do on ads for this video. In general, my framework, start at $100 a day and adjust based what makes sense for your goals. Obviously, know what you're doing. Make sure the person that's doing your Amazon ads is an expert in Amazon ads. Don't just wing it and try to check it daily yourself. I'm really being honest about that. I've had countless friends, including my younger brother, and talked to countless business owners who are like, oh, it can't be that hard. I'll just do it and check in on it every day or every other day. Not to say that you can't, and not to say that you can't get fine results, but you're going to drive yourself crazy. This is not what you should be doing as a business owner. You should not be worrying about Amazon ads and stressing and watching YouTube videos and being like, what do I do about this? Just trust me, it's going to cause way more stress than it's worth, and you're not going to get the best results. So that's my spiel that I literally told my younger brother, who has actually a successful pets brand, and he's pretty good at Amazon, but he's like, you know what? I'm just done having that worrying about Amazon ads and ACOS and stuff. I'm worrying about thinking about Amazon ads KPIs when I'm going to bed. I want to stop thinking about this day to day. Really, keep it. This is not what should be taking up your bandwidth as a brand owner, in my humble, honest opinion. Use an expert or an agency, in my humble, honest opinion. Okay, so to recap, we've talked about reviews and price, which have to do with the conversion side of things. And we've talked about PPC advertising, which has to do with the traffic side of things, okay? PPC is how you're going to get traffic, get eyeballs. The next way you're going to get traffic is what I call organic rank / SEO. SEO means search engine optimization, which is basically a term that just says get your stuff found in search engines, okay? So Amazon is just a big search engine. That's all it is. And the whole point of Amazon marketing is to rank high as possible organically. Fun fact, did you know that Amazon is the largest search engine in the world after Google / YouTube? And about 70% of clicks happen in the top 20 organic ranking positions. So the big money is made there. And so the first thing I look at when I audit products is their organic ranking positions. And if they don't have any top 20 organic ranking positions, then I know exactly why they're not selling well. Not rocket science. They're not getting found in the top 20 where the most eyeballs are. So trying to rank organically is the entire game of Amazon, and that's the entire game that we play as an Amazon PPC / SEO / Amazon marketing agency. So this pillar is all about paying attention to your organic rank and making sure you're doing everything properly to maximize it. So first of all, SEO stands for search engine optimization, which basically refers to trying to rank high in search engines. And then there's also what I call keyword optimization, which is referring to making sure you have the proper keywords on the front end and the back end of your page. So if you're familiar with Google search, Amazon works the same. There's an algorithm that determines the order of search results that come up based on what the person just typed in. So how does the ranking algorithm work? Well, basically Amazon just wants to put the best option for the customer on top based on what they just searched, similar to Google. kind of makes sense. Here's a very simplified chart that I made that explains how it works. It's mostly based on how much you sold over the past 180 days and what your conversion rate is. There's also some other factors such as your FBA stock, and this is increasingly more important. The algorithm, in fact, will not put you up into the top 20 organically if it knows your stock can't handle that volume. It will proactively not make you run out of stock. That's why inventory planning on Amazon FBA is very important. And it's something that's not even in this guide, but it actually should be in this guide because it's a huge chunk of actually what we deal with day to day working with brands is properly planning on inventory. So actually, in order to rank really high, you need to preemptively load up your FBA inventory. To summarize the inventory game, how much should I send in, Riley? I get asked this all the time. Basically, as much as you financially can feasibly. That's basically it. As much as you can. Could be 1,000, could be 5,000 units to start. The inventory max limit is around 5,000 to start with. So if you can do that, do that. Okay, but again, all of this is a conversation that depends on your business's financial situation. So basically, Amazon's algorithm is saying how much is this product sold and what's the conversion rate? Does it convert shoppers into customers? Does it make us money? Let's put it on top. So the products that are the best, they're on top. So how do you rank high on page 1? Well, have a high conversion rate. Normally, to be ranked in the top 20 where most of the sales happen, you need to have 20% plus conversion rate. But the cool thing is, if you follow my $1 million listing framework, you get 30 reviews in 30 days, and you follow my competitive sale price strategy. This is very, very possible, and you'll be better off than most listings who are not doing it right. Also, to rank high on page 1, you need to sell a lot of units in the first 180 days. Again, if you do all the pillars right, you have a very good chance of beating your competitors in doing this. And then in addition to the first 4 pillars, make sure you have a proper front end and back end keyword strategy. This basically means that you have the proper keywords on the listing front end and in the back end. Here's the 3 simple steps of SEO keyword optimization. Step 1, keyword research. Use Helium 10 or Jungle Scout or whatever tool you have to determine the best, most relevant keywords. This is not rocket science. Step 2, optimize your front end keywords. This basically means the most important terms are in the title. The most important terms are also in the bullet points, as well as some more important terms. Again, not rocket science. And then step 3, optimize the back-end keywords. So making sure all the most important keywords are in the back-end search terms section, which looks like this. You get 250 characters in total. No need to repeat words. So this example screenshot here is not doing it right because they're repeating words. I don't know why I put this screenshot in here. And in addition, in the back end section of each product, make sure all the little nitty gritty details are filled out. That's common sense stuff. Okay, so we've talked about PPC advertising for traffic. We've talked about organic rank via traffic. Those are the 2 ways people are going to find you on Amazon. And those things go hand in hand. They're 2 sides of the same coin. Right? You need ads to rank organically, but organic rank / SEO is its own pillar in itself because you need to pay attention to that. That's ultimately where the profit comes from, is getting those free clicks from being ranked organically in the top 20. But you need to boost with PPC to get there because you need to boost your sales velocity in order to increase your ranking with PPC. Okay, so the 2 sides of the same coin. But there's another way, an additional way to get traffic. And that is pillar number 6, which is external traffic. So how should I drive external traffic, Riley? So there are many ways to drive external traffic to your listing. I think the easiest and most cost-effective way is to put your product on a deal site / giveaway site. So here's my list of ways to drive external traffic. On the left, we have paid, and I'm ranking them from what I think is the easiest and most cost-effective. So number 1 is rebate / giveaway sites. I've used rebate.com a lot. Let me show you what that looks like. It is basically a deal site / rebate site / giveaway site, whatever you want to call it. Savvy Amazon sellers have been using these type of sites for years and years and years, and savvy shoppers will come here and they will click on a product and they can type in search terms such as dog And here's some dog products here. We have some dog calming pheromones. They will click redeem offer, where it will take them to Amazon, where they will purchase the product for full price. And then this website, rebate.com, will send them a $19.99 rebate 30 days later. Now, what this does is it boosts your Amazon sales velocity. Thus, it boosts your conversion rate because you're getting a bunch of traffic coming over from rebate and they're all buying. So the Amazon algorithm's like, whoa, everyone's buying this for full price. Let's show you to more people. And then you get even more sales, and then you boost to page one. So that's why this can be incredibly powerful. You just need to make sure that you have enough inventory for this. That is the caveat. And of course, you have good enough cash flow situation for this. So Rebate is the giveaway site that I've used a bunch. Now, do all of our clients use this? No, it's optional as additional firepower / rank boosting power if we need it. If we feel like all the other pillars are not enough to get us into the top 20, we're going to look at our situation and we're going to be like, yeah, it's just too competitive. You know, we need to bring out the big guns. And that's when you bring out the rebate giveaways. And so all of these things with external traffic are optional ammunition if needed, and or if you have the budget for it, and if you want to do it, and or if you are already doing it. Okay, the next is influencers. There's many flavors of influencers: Amazon Live creators, TikTok creators, Instagram creators. By the way, we are now offering TikTok shop management for pet supplies. This can actually work well. Look for my TikTok shop video on my channel if you are interested in that. That is a whole nother new bag of worms, which by being on TikTok shop actually helps your Amazon sales, because you get a lot of spillover from those people who see you on TikTok and they go ahead and just search you up and buy you on Amazon, which can be very, very effective. Some very exciting 6- and 7-figure case studies coming out with that method. The next is affiliate / review sites. So this is getting your product featured on like listicles, product review websites, stuff like that. And we actually have our Amazing Marketing Co. affiliate network that we can plug you into. We plug our existing clients into for free, actually, if it's something that you are interested in, getting your product reviewed on listicles and different niche websites and stuff like that. Let me know. There's also Google ads. Many savvy Amazon sellers, they'll drive Google ads to their Amazon listing during launch to boost their ranking. Same thing with Facebook and Instagram ads. They'll pay to run Instagram and Facebook ads to boost traffic to their Amazon page. Now, in my opinion, those are more complicated than just listing your product simply on a giveaway site. It's kind of easy, right? Compared to setting up the whole ad funnel. So that's my opinion. And then the free ways are social media following and your email list. So obviously, if you already have a social media following, let them know when you launch a new product. And if you already have an email list, let them know that you launched a new product. That's kind of common sense stuff that you definitely should do. Now, if you have a large email list or social media following, what you should do is segment it. So let's say you have thousands and thousands of email list subscribers. What you should do is segment your list into first letter of the last name. And so that'll be 26 days, and send it to everyone with the last name A on one day, everyone with the last name B on one day, and let them know, hey guys, there is a limited time deal, flash sale, today only, a launch special. Everyone go to Amazon and buy the product. Now you can optionally give them, hey, here's an additional 10% off coupon, or you can just tell them, hey, just launched, it's on sale right now, go get it. All right, some FAQs about external traffic. So with Rebate, how do I determine the daily number of giveaways? So in general, in theory, in order to rank in the top 20, you're gonna need to be selling as many units per day as the other products in the top 20. Now, if they're selling 50 to 100 units a day, you're not gonna give away that many on Rebate, okay? But that's the theory. But the cool thing is, in the honeymoon period, the Amazon algorithm gods let you rank easier. They let new products rank easier to give them a chance at the big stage. If they perform well at the big stage, you'll stay there. If you don't convert well, then you won't stay there. Okay, so this is the general framework that we'll do for Rebate. Okay, in general, start with 5 a day for a couple weeks. And then basically we just adjust based on what makes sense every 2 weeks. Let's say you need to increase it to 10 a day because you're still not ranked in the top 20. Let's say you're still not ranked in the top 20. Then increase it to 15 a day. Let's say you make it to the top 20, but you don't want to just turn it all off at once. You want to wane off it down to 10 a day, adjust based on what makes sense. And then if you're still in the top 20, great. Drop it down to 5 a day. If you're still in the top 20, great. Mission complete, mission successful. You've just brute force boosted yourself to page 1. And now you're getting lots of real daily organic shoppers and you're staying there. You waned off the fake giveaways, okay, and you've made it on to page 1. That's the whole point. So this catapults you up in the rankings for 2 reasons. It increases your conversion rate, it increases your daily sales velocity, is using rebate within TOS. So this catapults you up in the rankings for the 2 reasons that I already mentioned. It increases your conversion rate, it increases your daily sales velocity. Next FAQ is rebate within the TOS. Although many sellers use it every day, it's a gray area. Make sure you read the updated TOS yourself and proceed at your own risk. All I know is I've used it many times and I haven't seen any account suspensions. That said, it is known that sellers have been search suppressed from using ranking manipulation techniques such as giveaways. When you get search suppressed, it's not a suspension, but it prevents you from ranking in search for a period of time. What will happen is you will get an automated email from the Amazon algorithm gods. It will say, algorithm has detected ranking manipulation and you are search suppressed for some period of time. This is a known thing that has happened. Have I seen it a lot? No. Maybe I've heard of it a handful of times. It's not that common, but do know that sellers know that is a thing that can happen, which is why I say this is all at your own risk. Giveaways have been around for 10, 15, 20 years on Amazon, and it's a gray area and people still use it every day today, and that's what it is. It is what it is. It's a gray area. Should I use rebate? Well, if you're not ranking on page 1 after following all of the pillars perfectly, then yes, you may need to drive external traffic. This is especially true for niches that are very, very competitive. You're going to need to whip out all the firepower, all the artillery to get to page 1 and go balls to the wall. And additionally, as mentioned, if you have a social following and an email list, it's a no-brainer to let them know. Basically, are you on page 1? If yes, you don't need to drive external traffic. If you're struggling to get on page 1, then you might want to try some external traffic. All right, let's go over some additional tips and tricks that I think you should know for best launch in the pets category before we get into the creative stuff. So tips on package sizes. So there's a lot of strategy that goes into finding the right size / offer on Amazon / in retail. And of course, there's no one size fits all strategy. So you need to test out potentially different sizes, offers, unit counts that make sense for Amazon specifically. For example, a very common strategy is have a small sample size so people can try you out. Also have a variety pack. So if there's different variations, flavors, or whatever, have a variety pack so people can find their favorite flavor. Very common strategy in CPG. And potentially have a variety of size options. So for example, having one kind of core size, a small sample size, maybe a best sellers variety pack, and maybe a bulk size. And also maybe a 2-pack or a 3-pack of your best selling variation. Okay, so this is kind of standard retail strategies. And here's the example lineup. So FBA inventory, what to know. I kind of already ranted about this, but basically try to never run out of stock. This penalizes you in the ranking algorithm. Secondly, now more than ever, if you don't have enough stock to keep up with page 1 volume, the algorithm won't put you there. So I kind of already ranted this. It actually was in my presentation. Some quick tips on packaging. So when I talk about packaging for Amazon, there are 2 topics. There's the actual physical packaging, and then there's the packaging image. And there are some tips and tricks around editing the packaging image to make it more clickable on the main image. So physical packaging general practices is make the what it is the biggest text, not the logo. And then the packaging image, there are various Photoshop strategies that we can put on the actual packaging image. For example, making the serving count bigger. So if this brand came to us as a client, I would say we're going to Photoshop out this 135 grams at the bottom and we're going to make that larger up here in the top just for the packaging image on Amazon so people can see it in the main image and search. Okay, so that's a little cheat code there. But for all of my main image tips, tricks, and hacks, see my main image ultimate guide. That is a free download as well as a video. And we also offer main image makeovers, I call it, which can be very powerful. I've seen simply redoing and improving the main image increase sales by 10 to 15% almost overnight. So main image is a whole other strategy. See my other video and guide for that. Some quick tips on an insert card. So if you're asking, Riley, should I use a product insert? Here's my spiel. So if building an email list is important to you, then using an insert card is the most common way that savvy Amazon sellers will use to build their email list. So in case you didn't know, Amazon does not provide you with the customer email address. So by using an insert card, you can ask customers to scan a QR code where they enter their email to get something like a warranty, coupon, or free product. So the best CTA to put on your insert card is scan here for your free product. That's proven to be the highest scannable CTA, but it might be something else. Just think about what's important for your target customer. What would they want to scan? Or you can say scan for your free gift, something like this. So this is my template in Canva if you would like to copy that. Link will be inside this guide here. So the tools that you need are getreviews.ai. This is basically a survey tool, which is really cool. And it collects feedback from the customer and has them optionally paste a review on Amazon. So it makes the whole process really easy. And then on the next screen, they can choose actually a drop-down menu of different gifts if you want to have different gifts, or it just allows them to claim their free product or their warranty or whatever. And I do have a discount code for getreviews.ai. It is right here on the screen. Not sponsored, but it's just my simple discount/affiliate code. And I also have a whole separate video on insert card strategy if you want to check that out. For the QR code, I use Genius Link. It is awesome. Next FAQ is, Riley, what are the potential sales that we can get on Amazon? So obviously depends what your specific keyword is, but many products do over 100K a month in revenue. So here's a screenshot of dog multivitamin on page 1. As we can see, the top 3 are 600,000, 500,000, 1.17 million, 700,000, 140,000, and then it goes down to 68,000, 25,000, 3,000, 41,000, 35,000, 5,000, 476,000, 120,000, 38,000, 18,000, and 230,000. That is revenue numbers for the top 17-ish ranked products for dog multivitamin. So this tool that I'm looking at right now is Jungle Scout. It looks very similar on Helium 10. I happen to like the product page scout better on Jungle Scout, so I use it. Keep in mind, these are just one single product revenues. So the way you're going to build a multi-million-dollar business is obviously by having a collection of products that do well. Quick note, I have to let you know about Amazon DSP ads in case you're not aware. This is great for products who already have a solid page 1 spot, 100 plus reviews, for example, great rating. It is a way to scale because it targets and retargets shoppers on and off Amazon. And many of our DSP clients get a 4.0 plus ROAS. So this is Amazon's website about Amazon DSP. It's a whole separate platform from PPC where it's basically showing Amazon ads all around the internet. And so that's a whole other thing which can be very powerful to scale your existing top sellers on Amazon to reach a whole nother level once you've kind of maxed out Amazon traffic. All right, so to recap, we've gone over reviews, getting your first 30 reviews fast. We've gone over having a smart sale price. We've gone over Amazon PPC ads. We've gone over organic rank/SEO, and then we've gone over traffic. So the bottom 3, that's how you're going to get traffic. The top 3, that's how you are going to convert that traffic into customers at the highest rate possible. Last but not least, we're going to talk about pillar number 1, which is $1 million listing. That's the fun part, the creative part, how to look like $1 million brand. So on the creative side, you've created a great product. Now you need to sell it. If you want to rank in the top 20 or top 10, make sure that you have a $1 million listing. What is a $1 million listing? It means you have professional branding, photography, videos, great copy, and great graphic design. This is how I think about creative. Think of it as an actual physical store in the virtual mall of Amazon. You can also think of your Amazon as your secondary website. So I always recommend to brands investing as much as you can in your Amazon listing because it will get millions of eyeballs. Millions of people are going to see it, literally. And for every 1% boost in conversion rate, it's going to make you an extra $10,000 a year. For example, if you need creative help, I have a whole creative team and creative agency, AmazingCreative.io, that specializes in designing and creating and writing high converting Amazon pages. As you're going to see, this is my favorite part. I am a creative conversion type of guy. So here's my $1 million listing framework. Branding, photo shoot, videos, USP-based sales pitch, and Premium A+. In terms of branding, if you don't have branding done yet, make sure to get $1 million branding. It's very important that your brand has a premium look and feel. The better your branding, the better your chances you're going to have at long-term success on Amazon. There's a lot that goes into what is great branding. That's for another day. If you don't have your branding yet and you're a startup, you haven't even done that, your logo, your look and feel, your brand deck, let me know. Maybe we can help. Photo shoot. So your photo shoot is the bedrock of your brand, your Amazon pages, and your website for years to come. So make sure you have a professional photo shoot done. If you need a recommendation, just ask me. Videos. You already know that videos are extremely important in e-commerce, and this is very true for Amazon. This is my videos framework for $1 million listing. I believe you should have 3 types of videos. 1, a main video. This is kind of like your commercial. So put it number 1 on your listing and have it very front and center on your A+, and in your gallery, and in your storefront. So it's like your commercial, your main video, your best video. Number 2, a UGC compilation video. So this is basically taking the best moments from all of your UGC content and editing them up in a highlight. This can be short, 30 seconds, a minute, doesn't matter. And then you should have a long form video / deep dive video. So this could be a thorough explanation, demo, deep dive of the product, just basically a deep dive into the product for people that want to learn more. Give them something to watch. Could be 5-10 minutes to learn more. It could be like a mini infomercial. And I think the best person for this is you, the owner, because you know the product better than anyone else on the planet. So do this. I have a whole separate video on this. This is perhaps the easiest and most effective way with no money that you can boost your sales overnight. Get out your phone, hit record, and just talk about the product for a little while as if you're talking to a friend. Put that on Amazon. It's going to make you money. And you can do that for free right now. Today. You can talk briefly about why you created it, why it's different than leading brands out there, and get into all the details of why it's awesome, how you use it, tips and tricks, and anything else you would literally say to a friend if they walked in your house right now and you were just like talking about your product. This is what shoppers want to know. So filming this on your phone today and posting it on your Amazon is the highest ROI thing you can do for your business right now. This could also be like mini infomercial style if you want to get more advanced with it. I'm a fan of that. It could be an unboxing, get people to do those, a demo, even better, a how-to, a comparison to leading brands, even better. You can do a podcast episode about your product. These are very cost-effective videos that can potentially skyrocket. So in my opinion, what I just said, the live stream style video, just talking about your product for a little bit, just explain it, I think that goes a long way. Next with videos is video ads. So video ads are an absolutely crucial part of success on Amazon. So do this. Take your 3 videos that I just talked about and have an expert video editor cut them up and make several different video ads for testing. The name of the game is test, 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 keep what's best. So have an Amazon expert edit 5 to 10 video cuts to test just as Amazon video ads. And so just like Facebook/Instagram ads, it's all about capturing the attention in the first few seconds. So make sure to test multiple intro variations. So the beginning of the video, you need to try out very different variations of that to see what works best. If you need recommendations for creating, editing, and running and managing video ads, of course, that's what we do. For example, these video ads can be any of the types of videos that I already discussed. Again, everything works. You just need to test. Also, if you have existing happy customers from your website or from social media, invite them to post an honest and genuine video review on what they like about the product versus similar products that they've tried and why it's the most amazing thing ever, a game changer, and why it's changed their life. That is worth its weight in gold. Also, invite people to leave long, multi-paragraph, love letter text reviews. In addition to the video review that they just posted, ask them nicely, hey, can you post a text version of that as well? Because not all people on Amazon are going to watch the video. Some people are just going to read it. I'm going to show you the example of this brand, which is not in pets, but they're just doing it right on all cylinders when it comes to videos, in terms of they have a great commercial and you can get a professionally shot like sizzle video like this for a few grand. If you need a recommendation, just ask. Something like this shot in real life, you know, lifestyle. Plus they have UGC, plus they have a detailed long form video going into it, like a detailed review type video. So this was just an example of a listing that has tons of videos, and I think this brand does great. Also in this document, I have some survey questions to ask for great testimonials. So if you're ever in a situation where you're engaging with a really happy customer on social media or on email, if you send them this quick survey to really dive in to why they liked the product and how it compared to other similar products they've used and really how it changed their life, these can be worth their weight in gold. So you can read more about this in the guide. And so my next piece of having $1 million listing is having premium A+ content. So premium A+ content looks like this. You scroll down and it's got a full width images with sliders, and you can put videos in here as well. They have another slider, Q&A drop downs. Here's another example, slider, and you should definitely have your best video front. And it looks like this. This is a big opportunity for you to stand out from your competitors if you do this right, because 90% of brands are not doing premium A+ content right. This is something that is no extra cost to sellers, but you do need to unlock it. So all you have to do is have 5 regular A+ content approvals in the past 12 months. So all you have to do is duplicate 1 5 times and submit it for approval. And usually it unlocks it within 7 to 15 days. Also make sure to have your brand story activated for all ASINs. My next piece of $1 million listing is what I call a USP-based sales pitch. So what's your USP? That is unique selling position. So Amazon is a comparison platform. So don't just explain the product. You need to make sure you clearly show people why you are unique and different than the other options on Amazon. This is your unique selling position sales pitch. So this is very important because it actually helps people make their buying decision. See, on Amazon, it is a comparison platform by nature. When people shop, they are almost always comparing several options. So that's why the key is USP-based messaging. This means focusing your creative and your messaging on your unique selling positions. Why you're unique and better than the other specific competition. So do this. Have one comparison chart showing you versus the top 1 to 5 leading brands in your niche. This should be in the gallery images and in the A+. And have one more comparison infographic right underneath that, explaining in more detail why you are unique and better compared to the leading brands. So for example, this can be an infographic with a big bold headline, why we're better than the leading brand. Want to know why? Read below. And then a big chunk paragraph explaining why they're better. Okay, so we have a client that is Yak Chews, Yak Cheese Chews for dogs, and they're unique selling position is they have 75% yak milk where others don't. And this is actually, we're making their page right now. So come back to my guide and I'll put an example of this. In fact, I have a comparison chart template that you can edit in Canva, and I'll show you that in a second. So comparison charts go hand in hand with this. It's one of my pillars that all listings should have on Amazon. You've probably heard me harp about comparison charts. And the truth is, I was just searching on Amazon for a while looking for a good comparison chart in the dog treat space, and I'm telling you, I could not find one. And so that's a good sign for you. Here's one they're trying. It says, what makes us different? But in my opinion, if you're selling in a very competitive space, such as ballistics, for example, help people understand why you're different, like better, like dog approved, clarity and honesty, female owned. Anyways, you get what I'm saying. Try to help people understand why you're unique, why you're better at a glance. Okay, and use a comparison chart. So I couldn't find a good example in the dog treat space as I was just looking right now, but come back and maybe you'll have some better examples. But I can show you this example for some supplements, some 2 solid examples, just very simple. Here's us, here's them, and here's another really creative example that I like, the quadrant style. And as you can see, they've got their 3 top competitors clearly showing what they are, but they're blurred out. So you got to blur out competitor logos for copyright reasons, but they're clearly showing you, hey, here's us, and here's the other 3 leading brands that you just probably checked out on Amazon, and here's exactly why we're better. We're mess-free unlike them, we're delicious unlike them, and we have comprehensive benefits unlike them. So this is what I love. I love this. This is doing people a service. It's helping them make their buying decision faster and easier and understand, oh, now I get why these guys are unique and better. In fact, so many people are missing out on comparison charts that I've built out a bunch of comparison chart templates. So I have these in Canva that will be available for purchase for a very reasonable price that you can start with. Regarding comparison charts, I even have my comparison chart templates right here, more information below. And I even have premium A+ templates available as well, which you can also find more information about below. Also in this doc, I put some examples to some more good premium A+ listings, which I like in the pets category. So going hand in hand with having a $1 million listing is having a matching $1 million storefront. Here's a great example. And what's cool about storefronts is you can have autoplay videos, which is basically any video clip less than 20 seconds, I believe. You can upload it here and it auto plays in a loop, kind of like a GIF. This is amazing. Have your best content front and center. This brand right here, golf clap. Very good. Also a pro tip that I have in my guide as well. Put follow us. Put follow us. If you can get followers, that is a bonus. So shoppers can actually follow your brand and then they're more likely to see your stuff. I love this branding. Less is more. Minimal. This is the type of branding and storefronts and A+ pages that we create for our clients. Very, very good. Minimalist, modern, simple, less is more branding. So you can have multiple videos on your storefront, which is great. You can also have multiple videos on your premium A+ content, which I could not find in my research today any pets products that were having multiple videos on their premium A+. So have multiple video modules on your premium A+, guys, and on your storefront. Of course, you can have multiple pages inside of your storefront. It will basically be matching your website. All right, to recap my $1 million listing framework, have great branding, have a great photo shoot, have all the 3 types of videos, have a USP-based sales pitch, and have premium A+ content. And so if you do all the fundamentals right and you have a great product and you monitor and you test and you adjust, you have a very great chance of doing well and making a lot of money on Amazon. And of course, that's what we do for brands. Here is some pets clients, some pets brands that we've worked with. And of course, if you're interested in working with me and my agency to launch and grow your pets brand on Amazon, whether you're soon to launch, recently launched, or on Amazon already looking for better results, this is what we do. Feel free to get in touch. And of course, this PDF will be available for download if you want to save this as a reference with all the links and all of that. I hope you got value from this webinar. If you did, a like on the video would be appreciated. A comment as well if you really liked it, and feel free to ask a question in the comments as well, and I will try to get to your questions. Also, on every single aspect of these 6 pillars, I have another video on that going deep, especially the creative side. There's a lot that goes into that. So there'll be a video on the screen right now that you can click if you want to continue to learn more. You can go ahead and watch that next video, and I will see you there. Peace.